Are you constantly trying to get ahead of the competition? I got some tips for that. What's up, fellow marketers? I'm Chris Kapelski, and this is Marketing Tip Monday. Today's marketing tip number 73, 10 tips for getting ahead of the competition. Now, no matter what walk of life you're in or what business you're in, there's always going to be competition. You could be a kid and there's competition on the soccer field or in sports. You could be a business owner and you're gonna have competing businesses. Or you could even be in school and you might be competing for people to get better grades. There's always competition in life. And the biggest thing I could say is get comfortable with it, because the more comfortable you are with it, the better off you'll handle it. Today, I'm going to share 10 tips with you on how you can get ahead of the competition no matter what walk of life you're in. And stick around in the end because I got a bonus tip that I think makes all the difference. Tip number 1 is be specific. Whatever you're trying to do, you need to be specific about what that is. You need to really think about, what do you want? What kind of target market do you want to have? What kind of services do you want to provide? You need to be specific in those so that when you go to explain to somebody what you're trying to provide or what you can do for them, that they have a clear understanding of what that is that you do. Don't try to be everything to everyone, because if you do that, you'll end up being nothing to everyone. No one will understand what you do and no one will be able to share what you do with others. And that'll be a huge detriment to your business or whatever you're trying to do in life. The second tip is stay consistent. Now, off the bat, this sounds very simple, but honestly, it's the hardest one to do. See, everybody gets really excited about things in their life. An event coming up, a new product you have, a new service, whatever the case may be. It's easy to get excited. It's easy to put a lot of extra effort in that surrounds that excitement when you get excited about that product. But it's really, really hard to stay consistent. Maybe when things aren't going well or when things change. But staying consistent is critical, and it's one of the biggest things that you can do to get ahead of your competition, because many people don't. If you want to stay consistent, think about things that you can do regularly. Don't try to overextend yourself. Staying consistent will not only build credibility, but it shows commitment to those around you, and it shows them that you have what it takes to stay the course. So no matter what your efforts are, no matter what you're trying to do, stay consistent in those efforts, even if it means just showing up. Tip number 3 for getting ahead of your competition is be willing to change. Newsflash, life won't always go well. Business doesn't always go the way that you planned. Your product doesn't sell. Your service doesn't pan out. Maybe the industry changes and there's new rules and now you can't perform the service that you've been doing for the last 5 years. We've seen a lot of crazy things lately, a lot of things going on in this environment that have circumstances that you need to adapt to. The people that can adapt to those circumstances, the people that can absorb that and change, are the ones that end up being most successful. You have to be flexible in business. You have to be willing to change, because these things are always going to happen. What's worse is that businesses that don't change, they become dinosaurs and eventually they just die on the vine. So if you want to keep your business going well, if you want to keep life going well, take those changes head on, take those hardships head on, and be willing to change. Tip number 4 is adopt lifelong learning. Industries change all the time. New rules come out, new regulations, new services, new products. Things happen every single day. We're in the marketing business and things are constantly changing for us. Because of that, we've adopted a policy of lifelong learning. Every single week, we're watching trainings, we're watching webinars, we're participating in phone calls, and we're learning about all the new and exciting things in our industry. I strongly suggest that you guys do the same, because adopting a policy of lifelong learning is a great way to stay on top of things. And what's even better than that, by staying on top of things and by looking at all the new things coming down the pipeline, you may even spot some challenges that may be in your future. So by adopting lifelong learning, by looking at those things, you may be able to identify those challenges and avoid them when they come into your business life. The 5th tip is try new things. Let me share a story with you really quick. A client of ours recently came to me and they were wondering what kind of marketing strategies that they should utilize in their business. Their business was fairly new and they hadn't done a lot of strategies that are out there. We talked about Facebook ads. We talked about email marketing. They even asked about cold calling and some other strategies. And at the end they said, which of these strategies should I use? Which one should I do? I don't know. And my answer was simple. All of them. Try all the new things that you think might work for you, because that's the only way that you'll find out what ultimately works well for your business. Once you try new things and you find out what works, you can the things that don't work. And what's even better than that is when you're trying new things, you may discover something that other business owners haven't. And that may be the secret sauce that your business needs to catapult you past your competition. So if you're looking to ramp up your marketing, try new things. You never know what you might find. Tip number 6 is understand, but don't focus on your competition. Now, this is a pretty debated topic among experts. They wonder whether or not you're wasting time or focusing on your competition is truly helpful. Now, I think that it can be harmful. If you're spending so much time trying to figure out what your competition's doing that you're not focusing on your own business, that can definitely cause some harm to your business. But I'm on the side where I tend to agree with that you need to have a base level understanding of who your competition is. You should at least know what other businesses are in your area, in your industry. Furthermore, I think you should go out and meet with all of them. In fact, I've done that with a lot of the businesses in our industry. Because something interesting happens when you do that. When you go meet with those businesses that you think are competition, sometimes they don't always end up being your competition. In fact, there's been a few times where I've met with somebody thinking that they're a direct competitor to us, and really they focus on things we don't, and we focus on things they don't. And that's created some great partnerships that have really helped boost our business. So tip number 6, understand, but don't focus on your competition. The 7th tip is run lean. Now, I'll share a big secret with you guys. This is one of the biggest things that my business, IDS, has done to be so successful over the years. In fact, when we started in business, when we were first getting our legs, it was in 08 and 09, when there was a huge economic collapse and there were a lot of problems. People weren't willing to pay a lot for services. But by running lean, the cost to us for those services weren't as high. So even though the economy was going not that great, we were able to remain pretty profitable during those times. And when times got better, things got even better for us. One of the biggest ways that we do this is to take a look at our expenses. It's pretty well known that most businesses can run on 20% less than what they're running on now. So take a look at your expenses, put them under a microscope. Do you really need to go out to lunch every day? Do you really need that extra employee? Or are they doing things that maybe one of your other employees or a couple of your other employees can take on? Whatever it is, if you look at your expenses, I'm sure you'll find places that you can cut back, and those cutbacks may help you run leaner and stay ahead of your competition when times get tough. Tip number 8 is bring value. No matter what you're doing, no matter what product you're offering or what service you're selling, I encourage you, bring value to your customers and the people that are in your target market. Don't sell them things. Don't focus solely on your products or don't focus solely on your services. We've actually talked about that in another couple videos that we've made. But instead, bring those people value. Make sure that you're working every single day to bring a value to your customers and improve their lives in some way. In fact, one of the best ways to do this is to have a company mission. So if your company doesn't have a mission, I encourage you to think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. How are you trying to bring value to people? Think about that and employ it in your business practices, and it'll work wonders for you. The 9th tip to get ahead of your competition is stay out of your own head. Now, this is a huge problem that a lot of people have. Bad things happen all the time. In business, in life, it's just inevitable. But the problem is a lot of people dwell on those things. They get beat down by those things and they're not focusing anymore on what their goals were or what they were trying to accomplish. The truth of the matter is your competition will experience those bad times too. And the winner of those situations will be that person that gets up fastest, the person that gets out of their own head and gets back to business as usual as soon as possible. The winners get up, but the experts go on and they don't even flinch. These bad things that happen are just normal business life, and they don't even flinch when they happen. So work on that. Work on getting up when these bad things happen, and work towards being an expert, and don't even let the bad things bother you at all. You might be surprised what it does for your business. The 10th and final tip to help you get ahead of your competition is be authentic. There's a lot of people in this world that will overpromise and underperform. They'll say they can provide services, or they'll say they can meet deadlines, and they just can't do it. The truth is, people see through that BS, and quite honestly, most of the time, it'll come back to bite you in the butt when you least expect it. So instead, avoid it. Be completely honest about the services that you can provide. Be completely honest about the things that you can do for your clients. People will often latch onto those things. They'll latch onto that honesty, and you'll build a much stronger, positive relationship for the future. So if you're looking to get ahead of your competition and stand out from those people that are inauthentic, just be yourself. Just be authentic. But wait, there's more. Remember, I told you guys there was one bonus tip that I think makes all the difference. And that's you have to love what you do. Passion and drive were at the heart of a lot of the tips that we talked about. Doing a lot of the things that we talked about is difficult if you don't love what you're doing on a daily basis. You need a little bit of motivation. Mark Cuban once said, you have to work like somebody is working 24 hours a day to take it all away from you. That's almost impossible to do if you don't love what you're doing every single day. So I hope you guys love these tips. I hope they bring you some value, and I hope they help you get ahead of your competition. Because after all, that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build better businesses. If you like these tips, and if you like these videos, go ahead and hit the like button down below. Leave a comment. Tell us maybe what tips you've utilized or what things have worked well for you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every single Monday, we're bringing you more videos at 9 a.m. We got another great topic coming next week. I can't wait to see you guys next time on Marketing Tip Monday. We'll see ya.